Hey everybody, what is going on? It's your boys, iz33. Welcome you back to another episode of Teamfight Tactics Concepts here for set 2, and I am feeling so much better since the last time I properly recorded. I've been ill the past few days, so getting an episode out would have been harder without any actual excitement, and oh boy, if you haven't known about this yet, the devs of TFT have leaked/released Senna, Lucian, and a Mumu to Teamfight Tactics Set 2. And Senna and Lucian have kind of got the Zyra and Rakan effect that I, thought of when I first did this series for Set 1. In a Lover's effect, it's actually called Soulbound, and does a similar dealio to what I planned. It buffs each other up, in a sense. Anyway, let's jump straight into episode numero 8. And yeah, here we go. The first champion we're going to be discussing in this episode is none other than Xerath. Now, Xerath, I honestly believe, will be a nice little 4-cost beast with the actual traits of my good old thing Inferno and also Mage. Now, obviously, the reason I've gone for Inferno on Xerath is because he has this nice thing called Scorched Earth Xerath, and in the skin he has some pretty nice things. So what his ability will be is his actual in-game ultimate, which obviously, if you think about it, if he's a mage, double casting a sort of execute ultimate will be actually very nice. Plus, if he goes Infernal, the Inferno Hex is created from basically a skill shot ultimate is going to be very nice. You also have to realize that the number of shots he's going to fire obviously is going to relate to what level he is as a character. So like in base league you can get 3 tiers of the ultimate. So tier 1 he only fires 3 shots, tier 2 he'll fire 4, and tier 5 he'll fire 5 shots. Tier 2 and tier 3 respectively. Anyway, that's enough about Xerath. He seems like he'd be a perfect fit into TFT. He may have his W instead of his ultimate, make him a little more balanced, and yeah, who knows. Anyway, let's jump into the next character, which is actually going to be Galio. Now, Galio, I honestly believe, is going to be a very nice character to be added into TFT. Have the similar sort of effect that Mumu is having with his massive AoE ultimate. So, Galio, I feel, is going to be a 5-cost beast, and he'll fit into the same role Amumu will, in a sense that he's going to be a warden, and he's also Inferno. As you don't realize this, but Galio does have an Infernal skin in League. It came out at the same time as Infernal Varus, so I'm surprised they haven't thought about this guy being added into the game mode. Anyway, his ultimate is going to be his grand entrance or heroic entrance. I forget which one it is. Rakan and Galio have pretty much similar ultimate names. But obviously he jumps onto an allied target and knocks up everything around him, dealing a bit of damage. And yeah, it's a very nice ultimate to have. Something that I would honestly enjoy and probably use quite often in TFT. Moving on to our next champion, we're going to talk about Tahm Kench. This one, I was a little iffy on. I'll be honest, Tahm Kench is one of my favourite champions in normal league. But here's a big kicker. In TFT, you have to consider actual strength. And his abilities, while unique and very Guardian-esque of TFT Set 1, he'd probably only really be good at a very low cost or maybe a mid cost. So what I did was go for the safe option of a mid cost of 3 coins, and he's going to fit into the traits of Warden. Obviously he's very bulky, and so why not make him more bulky? And then Shadow. Now, I was contemplating Ocean, as he does come from an Ocean background. However, I felt it'd be better if we go with the Shadow, because there's so many Ocean Wardens. You've got Nautilus and Thresh already in the game. You don't really need a third, especially one the same cost as Nautilus. So I went with Shadow. It gives Shadows, a chance to have a bit more attack power. That's what Shadow does. It gives them more kill potential at the start of a game round, but why not give it to someone who's a bit more tankier? And anyway, with that in mind, his ultimate is going to be his can eat his gobble up. He eats up his teammate and then spits him out. It depends. I'd probably say they would have it. The algorithm spit up the lowest health target. Like he'll just eat whoever up on the board that's lowest health or has taken the most damage in X amount of time. Yeah, it would be a very nice thing because it would save them. It would drop all aggro on that champion and honestly be a bit useful in that sense. However, it would obviously mean that if a target who's low health is about to kill something and Tom Kench eats it, it would basically mean that that target gets to live. So it'd be a bit hit or miss, hence why he's a mid-range in cost for me, in my opinion. Moving swiftly on to our next champion, we're going to be discussing Cassiopeia. Now, Cassiopeia is one of them champions that I thought maybe they could add this into this tree or trait. Maybe this trait. I was planning this out for a while, and I honestly went 5 cost, fairly obvious thing. She's got probably one of the most overpowered kits in League. Granted, she's not picked too much anymore, but if we look back at over the seasons, like season 3, 4, she was perma-banned every single game. Like, even in season 2, she was just perma-banned to death. That was pre-LCS days. No one really was able to pick it. Anyway, enough about reminiscing on League. Let's discuss her traits. Now, I've honestly gone with Desert. I mean, she's a Egyptian pharaoh looking character. Of course I've gone Desert. And Mage. Pretty obvious why on that one as well. Now, her ability is going to be her in-game ultimate. And the way I've set this up to showcase to you is obviously it stuns targets looking at her, and this target here in the middle who isn't looking does not get stunned, but still takes the damage. Obviously, double casting the ultimate is a very nice thing indeed. Plus, it's a very powerful ult if we look at the damage being applied here. It's a very nice thing. And it's probably why this champion I could see being brought into League of Legends, considering a Moo has been brought into TFT. And let's discuss our final champion for you guys. It's Rammus. Rammus, I feel, has been overlooked for a long time. He's needing reworks in normal League. Why not bring him into TFT in his current state to give him a bit more exposure? Like, he doesn't get seen as much as any other character. But yeah, I feel he's going to be a 3-cost champion, and he's going to be Desert and Inferno. Yes, that's right, another Inferno champion. He does have an Inferno skin, so I honestly feel he would fit right in to this set. Plus, Desert is kind of a unique combination with Inferno. Like, there isn't really any other champions that I would choose to probably stick in Desert and Inferno. So he'll have that unique link up into that set of traits. And his game ultimate for TFT would be a combination, shall we say. It's going to be his taunt and his shield. Obviously, what this will mean is he'll taunt the enemy, forcing them to only attack him, and he'll take the reduced damage from them. It's kind of a great way to take aggro off of certain targets. Like, if there's a target nearby him that isn't attacking him, and he kind of wants them to attack him so that other team members can lose aggro. Say, like, when you're facing a broken Nasus with Warmogs and Thornmail, why not just force that target instead of killing your Vayne or your Ezreal to just kill a Rammus who's not going to be bothered about the attack damage that he's receiving or any of the actual effect of the Nasus, and why not just nullify him so that your actual damage dealers can freely hit him? So yeah, that would be a very nice thing to consider. Now, before we end this episode off, I was considering discussing Aphelios, and I have got a PBE. I haven't tried him properly yet to understand how he fully works. I know he's involving different weapons and stuff, which would be very nice to add into TFT. Obviously, it would be like a shapeshifter. But I'd have to have a look-see and see what he does. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode. If you leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.